Hey guys, this is Rob John Webb for Waxodus Music and welcome to episode 2 of Classic House Music Vinyl Reviewed. In this episode I've got 5 more disco funky house tracks to review on vinyl, and some of them you'll know, some you will have forgotten, some of you have never heard of ever, and I'm going to display those 5 records now. As I've said in previous episode, I can't play the records, but the links are at the bottom of the video here. So, first record I'm going to review, which is, they're all from my personal collection, and this one came out in 1993 and it's called Rolling Gear and the track is called Backbone Slide, and it was produced by a couple of guys from Manchester. One was called Mike E. Block and the other was Danny Hybrid. But Mike E. Block was a DJ and he also worked at Eastern Bloc Records in Manchester, which was and is still a famous record shop. But the track Backbone Slide is a sample of Curtis Blow, The Breaks. It takes the bass line hook from his track from around 1979-80. And they revamped it on here and put some little vocal sample on there. But yeah, it's a proper cracking mid-tempo disco funk track and one that you should check out. So that's Rolling Gear, Backbone Slide on UFG Records. Record number 2 is the Armand Van Helden remix of the Wamdue project, Where Do We Go? Armand's Last Hustle in Paris remix. Came out in 1998 and was originally on Strictly Rhythm. And it was issued here in the UK, and my copy is absolutely battered. It's coming out the bottom here. It's all frayed and ripped at the top because I used to play this to death. I absolutely adored it. And it was a proper, really full-on swingy, filtered disco house track, which uses a really rare jazz funk loop sample in there. And I've never been able to find out what it is. I can't find it anywhere online. I can't find anyone that knows what it is. So, Armand, if you're listening, I need to know what this is. But it's a brilliant brass sample that is used. Filters it down, and it's also got this really obscure vocal chant on there, which adds even more mystery to it. But yeah, the Armand Van Helden remix of Where Do We Go? The Last Hustle in Paris remix. You can get it on Strictly Rhythm and on this UK label. And for my life of me, I can't even read what the label says. I think it's Erupt Records. So that's the British pressing. So that came out in 98. Next up is UPI, Without Love, on Strictly Rhythm Records, 1994. Now, this was the first time that I heard the original version of this. This is where I heard the sample, which was I Want to Thank You by Alicia Myers, which was the famous Without Your Love sample, which they've used on here. They've chopped it up. And Strictly Rhythm released this, and when I heard that loop, I was like, wow, what is that? And then I went on and discovered that it was I Want to Thank You. And this track, on the flip side, it has another little track called No Baby, which I really liked as well. And it was produced by a guy called Gerald Melillo and Ricky Melillo. And other than that, there's not much known about those guys other than this record here. But yeah, it's a really nice disco sample based on Alicia Myers' track. And it's called Without Love and came out in 94 on Strictly. Next up is, we're going back to 1992, and this is my worn out and battered copy of Terraeum by Jump. This is the 94 remix issue, but it has the original on there because I never picked it up originally in 92. But this track is a real dark sort of funky track, which I suppose kind of came out at the very early stages of disco house, when progressive house was the king, really. But this record samples Spandau Ballet, Shant, I Can't Take This Pressure On, the guitar loop of that, and it samples a hook from a record called Radioactive by Steps Ahead. And it's just Terraeum in the title, and it really is one hell of a funky track. It's just got this really powerful groove that goes on and on and on through that track, and the beats are really snappy, which I like in that sort of production style. But yeah, one of the greatest dance records and one of the most underrated and forgotten disco house tracks, really, I suppose. Jump, Terraeum, on Dark Records. That's the 94 pressing, but it came out on another label in 92. So you can check that out as well. And last but not least, one of my favourite producers of the mid-90s, Johnny Vicious, and his track Soul Train, the theme from Soul Train. And this was issued in 94 on Network Records here in the UK. My copy here is a white label one-sided test pressing. Nothing on that one, but on that side. And it borrows heavily from the theme from Soul Train. And when I first heard this, I was absolutely blown away by it. I couldn't get over his raw and, heavy sort of rough sampling technique that he used, and it was very similar to Todd Terry. They were just they cut out a lot of production techniques that people take for granted nowadays, and they just went straight for it. Threw a loop in there, threw a beat in there, a couple of samples, vocal samples in there, and that was it. But this was one of my favourite tracks from back in that day. It's on Network Records, and it's called The Theme from Soul Train, Johnny Vicious, Network Records, 94. So that's the end of the episode. 5 classic records review again. I hope you enjoyed that. Check out the links at the bottom of the video to listen to the tracks. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment in the bottom as well. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.